My name is Noel Pombuena. All right, so I work in healthcare. I deal with direct patient care, and I'm a physical therapist. That's my background, and I encounter often patients and family members asking me, "Okay, well, what happens when Dad passes away? What's going to happen to us?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I'm not. That's a legal matter." But also that made me think, what's going to happen to us if something, you know, if we met that demise that we pass away. And so we just became proactive with it. It puts less stress on the people that will be left behind. So in our case, unfortunately, my wife passed away. Fortunately, we did this. It is overwhelming for me to do everything, to take care of everything. But because we already have this in place, I don't have to really do a whole lot more paperwork to take care of the power of attorney, the will, the trust, all those things. That's already been taken care of. So that is one big headache I don't have to worry about. That's a big thing right there. It's the convenience of and it's minimizing the headache, minimizing the stress after somebody passes away. We have a credit card, my wife's credit card. I informed them that she passed away. So they informed me that I don't have to pay them and that they are transferring account to a collection agency, which turned out to be a law firm. And so they reached out to me. And one of the questions asked was, is this payment going to go through probate, or are you going to be able to take care of this? So when I saw that, I went ahead and reached out to you guys to find out what is the proper response. I knew what I was going to answer, that I don't need to go through probate, but because of my pea-sized brain, I wanted to make sure that I'm going to answer it correctly, which is no, there's not going to be any probate. So that was easy. Already took care of all those things. I am handling her account. No other paperwork, no other procedure that I need to do. And so again, we go back to the convenience and lessening the amount of headache you will have to go through. You got to do it. You don't have to be $1 million earner to do this, because you have assets. Your checking account is an asset. The life insurance is an asset. So once somebody passes away, if you have not talked or discussed this with your significant other, it makes it difficult. But going through establishing the trust, establishing all this, it made it easier. Again, it made it easier for me to go through this. That's the big key of everything. Is somebody passes away, you're stressed, your mind is not thinking right, and my mind was not thinking right prior to. It's just worse now. And if you can lessen the headache, if you can lessen the stress, it makes it much easier for me to deal with the aftermath. And if you do not have this, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, really. Yes. Okay. So just like with anything else, you can be a DIY. You can just do it yourself. Do the trust. Just go online and do it. But then if you're going to be working with somebody that does this for a living, that is an expert in this, you would be able to understand or realize there's a whole lot more than just filling out blanks, filling out a form. I did not realize that when my property is passed on to my kids, I really never thought about, well, what happens if my kids get married and then they divorced. I was just thinking about passing my properties to my kids. Past that, I don't know. And Holly mentioned that I can keep my property on my bloodline. My kids and his kids, and if they divorce, nothing will go to the spouse. I never thought about that. Only an expert would know that. And then just again, as an example to me, a physical therapist, my patients can go online, go on YouTube, and just do the exercises themselves. But they don't know that the exercises might be harming them. So without an expert eye, they would not know that they're doing it properly, that they're doing more harm, or how much exercise they need to do. That's where the expert comes in. That's where I come in. It's the same token with working with an estate lawyer. They know what you need. They can go past what you think you know, and that's the key. Anybody can do an estate, you know, form. Anybody can fill out an estate form, but the ins and outs of it, you would not know. Mm-hmm. So I highly recommend working with an expert, just like Holly and her team. So again, let's just pretend I'm a DIY person and I did my trust and everything. And so now, a couple of years later, the spouse passed away. I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do now? You know, versus you work with somebody, an expert like Holly and her team, and you can reach out years later and ask, what am I supposed to do? Because now everything that you put in place, now it's actually happening. Because a couple of years ago, this is just in paper. You know, it's just in paper. You don't know when it's going to happen. Of course, we don't know when somebody's going to die, but you think you're okay. And then that thing happens, your spouse passes away, and now it's actually happening. Now you need those documents. And so you can go back to that person, your expert, and say, hey, is this what I'm supposed to do? And they can advise you properly, as opposed to your guessing.